Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020, the album Dad AF, only from K-Tel. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me down? How are you guys doing today? Oh my God, my voice is a little raspy because I am talking on the phone and hanging out just around the house with talking on the phone and talking on the phone. Oh, and I am doing an hour-and-a-half vlog every single night from my driveway. It's called Fountain Pops from the Driveway, so go check that out. I really appreciate all the people that are watching over there. I've gained a bunch of subs and people are watching like almost the entire vlog, so it's so great. Today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Miss Tati Westbrook in a second and why people let her off the hook. It's a huge thread over on the Beauty Guru Reddit. And we're also going to talk about Nikkie tutorials and how she supposedly kind of got honest or told the truth on Ellen DeGeneres from her experience of being on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And I have to say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, first of all, she was I'm going to read this article from the Standard UK, I think is what it's called, in just a second. And what was interesting to me when I started reading this article and I saw the drama channels come up and all this kind of stuff, and I think Sebastian Williams was the first person to make the video, so I will link Sebastian's video below. I think he called it Nikkie Tutorials Drags Ellen, something to that effect, and it's a really well done video, and he was the first one that like found this out, and he translated what she said and all this kind of stuff. There's a thread over on the Beauty Guru Reddit, which is literally just this huge, it's just one thing after another of people's experiences or what they've heard about Ellen DeGeneres as a host and behind the scenes and all this kind of stuff, which I have to say makes me really, really sad. You know, I've heard these rumors for a long time. And I kind of talked about this a little bit when I did my video about Nikkie being on Ellen originally, because there was a lot of comments in the Beauty Guru Reddit at that time. But it still makes me really, really sad. You know, I think like Ellen is somebody that I have watched for a long time, and she is also somebody that I think has been pivotal to the LGBTQ IA plus community. And helping people come out and, I don't know, being a role model, at least to me. I remember when she came out on national television and it was like this huge thing. And I remember my friends and I all like calling each other up and being like, can you believe this just happened? So, you know, to hear this later is very, very sad. But, you know, like in Hollywood, we hear about this kind of stuff all the time. Well, we don't call it just Hollywood. In the entertainment business, you know, we hear about our favorites all the time being kind of rude or diva-ish, so to speak, behind the scenes. And it's kind of really sad, don't you think? So anyway, let me read the article to you. They actually do quote Sebastian Williams in here. I'm kind of loving, I have to say, you know, like, it's so funny because when I started doing drama, like, nobody wanted to be a drama channel, commentary channel, whatever you want to call it. Nobody wanted to be a drama channel. And it's like now, like, every single day, like, a new drama channel comes up. There's drama channels for the beauty community. There's drama channels for YouTube. There's drama channels for this. There's meme channels. There's drama channels for drama channels for drama channels, on and on and on. But I've been watching some of the younger ones recently. I've been watching Sebastian Williams. I really like his videos. Luke Alexander and Angelica Oles, like, are three of my favorite drama channels right now. And I love that they just, like, sit down and they have these very, well, Sebastian's kind of different. Like, you know, he kind of just puts out the facts and things like that. But Luke Alexander, and I will link all three of their channels below, Luke Alexander and Angelica Oles, like, they have these very, I think, important discussions about what's going on. It's not just kind of like, let's talk shady drama and gossip and whatever. Like, they're having really, I think, important conversations about the things that are actually going on, which is something that I've aimed for this channel to be. So when I see that, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching their videos, I'm like, yeah, like that's, you know. The other thing that I really like about their channels is that they don't feel, it doesn't seem like they feel constricted to just do drama. Like, they talk about a lot of other things over there. So I'm loving their channel. So thank you for inspiring me. They're getting 100,000 million more views a video than I am. So I'm loving that they're doing it. And so anyway, yeah, let's get into this article. YouTuber Nikkie Tutorial says Ellen DeGeneres wasn't as nice as she'd hoped. And there's a whole thread about it on Beauty Guru Reddit, like I said, but the whole thread is really just about like bashing Ellen, so I'm not going to get into all of that. Ellen DeGeneres is always offering up acts of kindness on her talk show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, donating money to causes like the Australian bushfire relief efforts and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, as well as just surprising fans and audience members with prizes. Hold on a second. Whoo, this is a long one, so I'm going to need some lip gloss real quick. My lip gloss is popping. All right, let's get into this. But behind the scenes, she's developed a bit of a reputation for being one of the meanest people alive. Oh my Lord, one of the meanest people, even meaner than Carol Baskin? Oh my God, I can't believe it. At least according to comedian Kevin T. Porter and the hundreds of stories he received on Twitter from DeGeneres' former employees and friends naturally. More recently, YouTube star Nikkie DeJager, better known by her beauty vlogging name Nikkie Tutorials, seemed to confirm that those rumors aren't entirely unwarranted. Back in January, Nikkie Tutorials appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show to discuss her highly praised YouTube video where she came out as transgender. Following her appearance in the show, Nikkie posted a photo of herself outside DeGeneres with a caption that read, "Thank you, Ellen, for giving me the opportunity to share my story with the world." And you know what is so interesting to me looking back on this is that, like, she kind of praised the whole experience. She didn't really say anything negative about it. I mean, like, would you though? Like, if you were going on Ellen, would you? Like, you wouldn't. And, you know, one of the things, I want to read this comment really quick. It's just one of them that I screen captioned that came from the Beauty Guru Reddit. Hold on a second. Please tell me that I screenshotted it. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. But somebody was saying that, like, finally, Nikkie feels like she can stand up for herself and tell the truth about things. And not just with the Ellen show, but with all kinds of things. And I think that's kind of really where she's at right now. And I think that's fantastic, you know, that she's like, you know, she can exhale and she can start telling her truth about her experiences with things that happen. But, like, she wasn't going to come out right out of the gate either and say, yeah, I was just on the show yesterday. Go watch it. She was rude as shit. You know what I mean? She's not going to say that. So, anyway, it all seemed positive until the Dutch vlogger appeared on another talk show in February. The Netherlands-based show, I'm never going to be able to pronounce this, so I'm not going to even attempt it because I don't want to be rude and offensive. Given that the interview was in Dutch, it went largely unnoticed until another YouTuber, Sebastian Williams, translated it for his own channel. And like I said, I will link Sebastian's video below. After the host of the Dutch show, Matthias van Nieuwkerk, asked DeJager what her experience on the Ellen DeGeneres show was like, the 26-year-old appeared slightly uncomfortable. And this is the translation. And I think this is the translation that Sebastian Williams came up with. Well, let's just say there is a huge difference between this show and Ellen DeGeneres, Nikkie is reported as having said via Williams' translation of the interview. I'm saying that in favor of this show, she added. And then there's a picture of Ellen DeGeneres and Nikkie and blah, blah, blah. And then, why? I want to know more, the host replied, which, same. I love when these articles, like, they get, like, very, like, hey, what's up, girl? Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Anyway, Nikkie explained, it's nice that you say hi before the show. She didn't. Ellen is just such a different world, she threw in, seemingly in an effort to gloss over any drama. But the host had more questions. More cold and distant, he asked. Just a little, she said, with a nod of her head and a laugh before concluding. It was a huge honor to be on that stage with Ellen, but it wasn't as nice as I thought. Nikkie isn't the first person to add fuel to the DeGeneres rumor fire. In December, there was an extremely awkward clip from actress Dakota Johnson's interview with DeGeneres. Okay, this is a huge, huge, huge part of the thread over on the Beauty Guru Reddit. The viral exchange happened after DeGeneres commented that she hadn't been invited to Johnson's recent 30th birthday party. Johnson immediately clarified on air that she had, in fact, invited the comedian, stating, actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. True or not, production for DeGeneres' show is currently halted because of coronavirus, so at least she won't have to worry about any other recent celebrity guests weighing in. So that's really interesting, don't you think? There was something I wanted to say about one of these clips in here that says something. So I was going through the comments on Sebastian's video, and you know, much to the way of drama channels, he called it Nikkie Tutorials drags Ellen DeGeneres, and a bunch of people in the comment sections were like, you know, drag is a reach, and you know, like she didn't really drag her, she just whatever. Nikkie is classy, okay? Like, let's just be for real. When you look at a lot of the beauty influencers that they're involved in drama or have been in drama through the years, like, Nikkie's pretty classy. Like, I have to say, my experience of watching her, yes, she's gotten herself in a few things over the years, but, like, she's pretty classy. She's not going to come out and just be like, let me tell you about this biatch. You know what I mean? And she's just not. She's not going to do that. And I'm sure even to this day, even though it wasn't the greatest experience that she could have had, she still is like, you know, what an experience that she was on Ellen DeGeneres. So, like, she's not going to come right out and say that. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that was an interesting article. What do you guys think about that? You think she should have kept her mouth shut? You think she should have said something? I mean, I'm glad that she said something. I don't know. My hope is that if it's true, like, I mean, if enough people are saying it, maybe there is some truth to it. Who knows? You know what I mean? I mean, I've never met the gal. I don't know Ellen. Hey, Ellen. I mean, I don't know her, okay? We don't go to the Chinese buffet together. We don't shop at the Marshalls. We don't sit around and watch Tiger King together. She ain't calling me up and asking me if I thought Carol Baskin killed her husband. She's just not. I don't know her, okay? I don't know Ellen DeGeneres. But, you know, like, the thing is, if she is that way, like, maybe if enough people say something, it'll make her look at it and say, hey, maybe I need to take a look at how I am or who I am as a person, if this is how people perceive me as being. But, you know, ego and pride is a huge thing. And once you get to that point, it's like, we see this all the time with people that we cover on YouTube, right? Beauty influencers and, you know, celebrities and whatever, that when ego and pride and all that kind of stuff gets in there, it's like they really, you can't tell them anything anymore because they're at the top of the mountain. And it's like, don't tell me. You don't know me. You know what I mean? Listen, we are all the same, okay? We all sit down the toilet, and we all can learn to grow a little bit, don't you think? I agree. Okay, so let's get into the next topic, which was about Tati Westbrook. Now, I thought this was really interesting when I saw this come up, because I had done a video, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and it was about like Dramageddon 2, like a year ago about, and what did we think, like what did we learn from that and all that kind of stuff. To get ready, because right on the date, I'll probably be doing another video of it too. But anyway, I got a lot of comments on that video, and people were like, this is such old news, why are you covering this, blah, 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 whatever. And I kind of was like, yeah, I agree. It is kind of old news, but I'm interested to hear what people have to say about where we are today. What have we learned from Dramageddon 2 and things like that, okay? So I was surprised then when I saw this thread come up, and it's a huge thread, and it says, why did everyone let Tati Westbrook off the hook? And I'm like, what did, take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Anyway, I was like, what did Tati do that everybody let her off the hook? So I go in here and I read it. It says, after James's video, and I was like, oh, here we go again, okay, with the My Sister stuff. After James's video, it's pretty clear Tati had twisted the situation to make him out in the worst light and ruin his career. James showed receipts, had more believable explanations and witnesses to back him up. Also, he tried to sort it out privately, but Tati ignored him to instead have a public scandal. James lost over 1 million subscribers. I think it was 3 million subscribers, actually, and he gained them all back. And had the whole internet and beauty community turned against him. But once proven to be in the right, people stopped bashing him, but no one ever came for Tati, the woman who just tried to ruin someone half her age's life over vitamins. A year later, it still bothers me. And the conversation's very, very interesting in here. Someone said a lot of people came for Tati. She got a burst of subs in the aftermath and has been steadily losing them since. And every time there's a thread on here about influencers people don't trust anymore, half the thread is people saying they hate Tati now. And that's true. Like, when you go underneath there's like actually 3 things in here, 3 threads, like within the last 5 days about Tati, and they're all negative. So, I mean, her public reputation has kind of gone down a little bit since all of this. Someone said, plus her views are going down by a lot. Even if people stuck around after the drama died down, they got to be slowly moving on too. I wonder how many people got turned off by her ranting about views. Like, girl, there are people out there who review makeup without blurring filters, aren't afraid to zoom in their face, and you don't have to skip the first 8 minutes because it's a vitamin commercial. And it goes on and on and on. People have all this kind of stuff to say. Let me get another thought down here. Hold on a second. Woo, okay. Not to mention Tati's attitude after the scandal changed into a holier-than-thou versus the somewhat humble past she had. And then someone responds and says, that's what bugs me about Tati. If you want to be a mean girl, own it. But don't then play victim and act holier-than-thou. She creates the hate and negativity, but then acts like she's above it. Do you know what's really interesting to me about this thread is that, you know, like, Tati came out, and then Jeffree Star backed her up, and to this day, like, nobody holds Jeffree Star to the same accountability as Tati did, when Jeffree was pretty much a big part of that, too. I mean, it was all 3 of them, you know, like, James had a part in it, Tati had a part in it, and Jeffree had a part in it, and I will say, out of the 3 of them, Jeffree had the smallest part of it, right? But, like, still, like, he backed Tati up on this whole situation, and then they all take down their tweets. I think all 3 of them are very speculative in this whole situation. I, to this day, am like, there is so much behind the scenes that we never really knew about what happened. You know, but I mean, there was some really, really, let's be honest, and I think this is what people's issues are with Tati to this day, okay? And I think the fact that she's, like, kind of come out and been like, I don't really care if I lose subscribers over this now, whatever. But it's like, you came out with some really pretty serious allegations. And then it's like, it just poof, it just all goes. So what about those allegations? Like, you know, on YouTube, like drama lasts a minute. So it's like people forget about it 3 weeks later, right? Those were some serious life-damaging accusations that were made, okay? That Tati made and Jeffree backed up. And I'm like, so what about all of that? Like, do you not stand by that anymore? Was none of that true? Because if it's not, then those are some pretty serious allegations that you just let fly from your mouth. So, like, I mean, we can go back a year, and it still is perplexing to me. I mean, in my 3.5 years of covering drama on this channel, this story has to be one of the most interesting to me, that everybody just allowed the story to fade into the distance. I mean, this was some pretty serious stuff that was going on, you know what I mean? Someone said, I feel bad for siding with Tati originally. She's someone I used to look up to, but between that and her going full, okay, she's indefensible. I think part of why she managed to get the hate train rolling out full speed is because she did seem respectable, and a lot of people were already annoyed with James and wanted to see him taken down a peg, and I think that's absolutely right. I think it's, you know, when opportunity meets desire, and I'm not saying that, you know, that she picked this specific time to do it or whatever, but it was like James could not be stopped. James was like growing and growing and growing. I mean, he was doing everything. You know, he was the Met Gala, and he was getting chosen by everything on YouTube, and it was like he was at the top of his game. And people that weren't involved in that little inner circle were even saying, like, just fans, you know, like maybe James needs to be knocked down a level. And, you know, so it's interesting that happened. I remember when this happened that there was even conspiracy speculations. Do you remember this? That this was James Charles' induction into the Illuminati. Do you guys remember this? Like, I remember covering that, and because somebody put that in one of the threads, that like you have to be like publicly shamed and then like vindicated, and that's like this huge part of being inducted into. What did I say yesterday in my video? I said incriminatory, and I looked, and somebody said, I love when you invent new words. I was like, what was the word I was looking for? And so I looked it up, and it was like incriminatory. But anyway, so, you know, like, it was interesting that came out, but like, that is exactly what happened, you know? So, I don't know. And I do think that, you know, Tati really took, I still think back about that whole video, that My Sister's video, and I think, or My Sister video, and I think to myself, like, what were you thinking? Like, why, like, at that time, like, why did you think this was what you needed to say and how you needed to say it? Like, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, looking at the forest through the trees. It's like on the outside looking back on it, like a year later, it's just like so perplexing. I'm like, why was that the story that you needed to tell at that, like you felt like you needed to get on video and tell the world to this person that had been somebody that was so close to you? Like, is this, I don't know. And then to take it all down and act like it really never happened, to me, it's like, well, then why do it in the first place, you know? I don't know. Someone said, and I do believe that she has been held more accountable to this because A, Tati hasn't really been in a whole lot of drama, you know, since I've been around. So, but James and Jeffree have, and James and Jeffree have a pretty quick bounce back rate from drama to the, you know, these days. But Tati, like, this is a huge thing to like go, okay, here, I'm going to walk into drama, and this is going to, I mean, this was probably the biggest story that has ever been within the drama community, you know, one of the biggest stories, probably top 3, and she'd really never been in any drama before. Okay, so, like, I don't know. And I do think because people saw her as kind of classy and mature before, it affected her more. Let's see what somebody else says in here. Okay. If you look at her views on her recent uploads, the turning point seems to be the Blendful drama video about 2 months ago. The majority of her videos posted before the Blendful drama had over 1 million views. Why only 2 of her videos posted since have reached 1 million? I think she handled the Blendful drama extremely poorly. She blamed the consumer, dodged the criticism, and overall seemed very condescending. That could be it. Why, is that why she's losing views and subscribers? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Someone said, I believe that this happened because people who already disliked James just enjoyed his fall during the first days, and even after he debunked Tati's allegations, these people just didn't care enough to turn on Tati. Some of her loyal fans just saw her as her and thus excused her by sister video, as it happens with all of the stans. True. There are of course people that really disliked what she did from the beginning, and rightfully so. The thing is, I think it has affected her somehow 1 year later. She has lower views. She seems off in a few videos I've watched, like she is not into it anymore. I'm seeing so many people that are saying they don't want to post videos anymore and they're over it and whatever, and this was long before we were all at home, you know? So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are kind of they're kind of just over it at this point, you know? And you can honestly see it, like in their videos, they just don't even seem inspired to do it anymore. I don't know. So it's interesting to me. Let me know why you think that Tati is losing views and all of that. Put it in the comment section below. Do you think this is still like backlash from what happened with the Bi Sister video and that whole situation? Do you think it's about the Blendiful thing? Do you think people are just bored of her? Do you think it's people are bored of beauty influencers to begin with? None of them are really growing at the rate that they were before. You know, like if you think about that time, like Jeffree and James were like this, and they were constantly like, one day it'd be like, we're at 14 million, I'm at 14 million, I'm at 15 million, I'm at 15 million. You know, it was like back, they're not growing at that rate anymore. None of these beauty influencers are. In fact, it really, really surprises me that like Raw Beauty Christie has taken this long to get to 1 million. Like it really, really, really has. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.